Hey, welcome to Lessons from the Boot. I'm your host, Ms. Brittany, and every week I dive deep into the personal growth and development that living here in South Italy teaches me, in the hope that you can gain some inspiration from it wherever you may be in the world. Do we choose in life to be unhappy? It's an interesting question because happiness is something that we all lust after. We all want to experience happiness in some way, shape, or form in our lives. And so to think that somebody chooses to be unhappy goes against the grain of what we believe in society we are all meant to experience. But I think there is some truth in that. We all know someone in our lives or have had contact with someone before who is feeling unhappy. They're feeling dissatisfied. Perhaps they don't earn a lot of money. Perhaps they feel that they lack direction in their lives. They feel lonely. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know how to change their situation. I think we've all met somebody at some point in our lives who ticks at least one of those boxes. But then I guess the next part of my question is, what have those people actually done about their situation? Because I think the majority of times the answer is nothing. All that person has done is talk about the unhappiness and dissatisfaction that they are feeling. They're not necessarily taking the action to do anything about it. And this is where this whole concept of unhappiness being a choice kicks in. Because sometimes I think in life, we gain some kind of comfort from feeling unhappy, however counterintuitive that concept may seem. In the amazing book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, he talks about a problem called the upper limit. And the upper limit is essentially the maximum amount of happiness, joy, satisfaction that each and every one of us has within our own selves. And how when life takes you above and beyond your upper limit and you start experiencing greater amounts of happiness and joy and satisfaction, it leaves people feeling very uncomfortable. And often they silently self-sabotage to bring them back to the place where they feel comfortable. The upper limit that we have inside each and every one of us is different depending on the person. Some people only feel comfortable with very small amounts of happiness, others with a bit more. But this limit is often something that has been set from a very young age based on personal upbringing and circumstances. And so for this reason, there isn't one set level for every single person in life. But it is interesting how we may choose to be unhappy in life instead of seeking the very thing that we believe would make things better. Action is something that scares people sometimes. Having to do things differently, having to take a different path to the one that they thought that they might need to take, paralyzes people. And then on the back of that comes the excuses. Oh, well, it's not possible for me because of X, Y, and Z. Oh, but the government makes it really difficult for me to get a job, X, Y, and Z. Oh, but, in Italy, it's just like this, pazienza, X, Y, and Z. There's always a bucket load of excuses as to why people cannot make change in their life and achieve the happiness that they talk about really wanting to experience. So in that case, they choose unhappiness in their life and they choose a life of lack because they fail to take any action to do anything different. I see this a lot here in Italy. I see people who kind of almost give up, surrender to the way that life is here, because life in South Italy isn't easy. There is a lot of poverty and a lot of lack, I would say. And it kind of goes against the dreamy romantic images that are often portrayed of Italy. In those moments, people are very much choosing to have the experiences that they're having. They're choosing to feel unhappy. They're choosing to live this life where they don't really have everything that they would desire. It becomes a choice because really everything in life is a choice. Our happiness, our sadness, the career advancement we make, the creativity we express, our interactions with other people, everything is a choice. And so many people give away their power by blaming external reasons as to why they are not able to do the things that they really want to do, without accepting that actually they've decided within themselves that they don't want to do it, or that it's not possible to do something. I think when we come to understand this really powerful concept, it can make a huge difference in our lives when we realize that we are the only ones holding ourselves back, nobody else. And although life may present its challenges and it may seem very difficult to do the things that we want, it doesn't mean that in time it isn't going to be possible. Some things take longer than others to achieve, admittedly, but it doesn't mean that they're not achievable in the long run. And so I think sometimes when we complain about our lives, we do have to take a degree of personal responsibility. We do have to ask ourselves, well, this is a choice. Why am I feeling this way? Because I'm choosing to. Why am I complaining? Because I'm choosing to feel unhappy about my situation. And I guess the next step from that needs to be, well, what can I do about it? What can I do to change? What action, what steps can I take to do things differently? Because really, if everything in life is a choice, the only person that's holding myself back is me. And I think when we are encountering a difficult situation in life, or we're not experiencing life in the way that we wish we were, that's a really interesting question to sit with. What can I do differently? What action can I take that could lead me to the happiness that I speak about so freely? I will see you in the next episode.